So yes, I'm back. I did this last year, and to sum up what I reviewed last year, one was insulting to both Christians and Jews, one made me cry, one had magic and elves, while another one was closer to abuse than love. So this time, instead of the wheel, I decided to go on a random hunt and find the ones that spoke to me. And of course, because of the corniness when it comes to Hallmark movies, they know it's either the point of the running gag, corniness, or something of the sort. Also, please get mad, because I'm not putting the full review out just for you guys to watch. I'm not risking my channel. And just because someone's like, oh, I want to watch the full thing, I don't want to hear you do it. Go watch it. Go find it. It's probably on Netflix. Go do it. Because I'm not risking my channel. And also, just because I'm a disgrace because I make a review of Hallmark movies. No, granted, they might not have liked the review itself, but to call me a disgrace because I actually said, oh, I cried on this movie. What the hell does that mean to anything? Like, what is the point of all that? So, and also, it's one of the ones that dislike the most, and no one's like said, oh, it's just bad because it's bad, or it's, oh, the Hallmark stands didn't like it, even though I praised that movie. So it's like, whatever. Let's get to the abuse of Hallmark movies. Why, yes, this is one of the more tame named ones. And yes, it is the cheesiest one. Girl comes back to town, ex is around, they get together. You know how the shtick works. Belinda, whose parents she should really think of suing, is a hard-working businesswoman. And the pattern begins. She has plans to go back home for her friend Faith's wedding. It has been quite a while, but before that, she has dinner with Logan. Dennis walks in and begins to tell Belinda about how a man is wanting to put condos in her hometown of Deerfield. Since she's heading back there, she needs to meet up with Tim Coggins and talk to them since they are essential to the biggest firm of their company. She has until the end of the year to close it off, and she heads down to her old hometown. While Belinda has dinner with Logan, who I did not mention was her lover, but yes, she tells him the news as he supports her, telling her to go at it before he gives the bad news that he won't be able to come with her while visiting her old town and won't be able to make it until the day of Christmas. So that's where the ex comes into the picture, and she falls for him because she's lonely. He breaks up with her and Belinda goes to the ex. Did I get that right? Surprise, surprise, we meet the ex. This is Dustin, looking like, I don't know, pick one. The two chat for a bit while holding up traffic on a bridge. Good thing this town is slow. Oh yeah, and Belinda is totally still not salty about this breakup thing.
So that's good. How about you?
No, I came close though. Just didn't get around to saying the whole I do part.
Still working promises, I see.
I deserve that.
Yeah, you did. Did she?
You know, I think you'd be glad to know that it was a mutual breakup.
Oh, mutual split. Lucky her. So you guys talked about it then, together, discussed it. That's nice.
Belinda goes back to her dad's house. He's happy for her to be there and asking for Logan before giving his real thoughts. He doesn't care for him. Belinda tells him Logan's not coming. The mom has a severe case of Disney syndrome and won't be showing up for this entire movie, only they'll talk about her in spirit. We get some intel on why Dustin and Belinda broke up. The two were going to go to college together, but Dustin decided not to at the last minute. Guess that's one reason to hate someone. But besides that, after a night's sleep, knowing that you were sponsored by Apple, Belinda is pointed towards a museum for work. She goes to talk to her father about the scavenger hunt, and this scene happens.
Does Dustin still do the scavenger hunt?
Yeah, he's the reigning champion.
Oh, he's always so competitive. He always acted like such a baby every time he lost a track meet.
Worst. Really?
He also, get this, is the director of the downtown museum Belinda is going to go to.
What a twist!
The stars cannot be more aligned for these two. Belinda meets with Tom Coggins, who believes her real estate team could help a lot, but the amount of debt they were in is the big problem. With that in mind, Belinda goes to visit Faith and her fiancé Jason. Belinda's dad comes up to begin making teams for the scavenger hunt and beknows to her that she has been placed in on the team by Faith. And guess who she's with?
Dustin Cooper, know you, love you. Who is gonna be your partner? Here we go. Your partner will be my own Belinda Phillips.
I think the dad is trying to play matchmaker here, even though she is still very salty about what happened to her. Actually, what if the dad wants to be with him? That'd actually be kind of funny, though. Dennis calls asking for an update. She says they're ready to sell, but the townspeople are trying to help fix it up. Dennis says just to tell him when the place is sold and hangs up. The next day, the scavenger hunt begins. They still have until midnight to finish the hunt, as the first location is a tree shop. They take a tree in Dustin's Ford F-150 because they tried hiding the Ford logo in the front of the truck, but not the back. This actually, I just realized this, but they're sponsored by Apple and Ford, quote unquote. Man, they must have had a budget for this one, considering they used a total of 7 locations. They bring the tree to James Rogue's place. He's a friend of Belinda's mom, so why not get the tree to a rich, lonely man instead of donating it to the old folks' home? The next adventure is to make a snowman, but they need to argue about the differences between a Bigfoot and a Yeti first, and if Belinda actually saw one or not.
You saw the evidence with your own eyes.
That was freshman year, and it was the track team pulling a prank on you.
You think those guys were capable of creating those footprints?
Yes, I do, because they fooled you.
What about the sighting?
There was no sighting. That was just Toby dressed up in a costume.
But it looks so real.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little leeway because it was dark around the campfire, but all you saw were just these ominous shadows. That's it.
But everyone was screaming.
Well, was everyone screaming or were you screaming?
Oh, wow, you were in on it.
After making a snowman, Dustin and Belinda take a walk. He begins telling her about how their plan for college together was supposed to happen, but he couldn't go. Before they were supposed to go, Dustin's dad lost his job, and he had to stay home to help. Didn't tell her why. She would have understood. Or you two could have waited a year and then gone back to college, got a job to actually help pay for more of this stuff. I don't know what he wanted to do, but I know she went to real estate, so it's okay to wait a year, but at the same time, things could have been done different, and I understand family issues and stuff, but stuff could have been done differently. The next clue is to Santa Claus. How about we fight over Dustin dating Belinda's enemy, even though it was like once, and they weren't even dating at the time, so who gives a crap?
I just finished telling my wish to Santa.
What did you wish for from Santa?
To have my mom home for Christmas. She's across the ocean in the army.
I see. I hope Santa can make that wish come true.
Me too. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, Dex.
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Faith and Jason arrive as Belinda has some juicy gossip to tell Faith. The two realize Dustin still loves Belinda, but she has a boyfriend. Why'd you come back to me? We all know that Belinda is gonna get with Dustin. She's probably gonna break up with Logan and then bada bing bada boom, you know? Actually, since she got back with him so quickly, do you think he thought that she was cheating on him? Ooh, the scandal. Dustin comes back as their next clue is here. A random act of kindness leads them to James Riggins' place. They decorate his tree and invite him over to Belinda's dad's place for dinner. Dustin begins talking about the museum and how all the money is going to go to it being renovated, but Belinda has to break the news that no matter how much money they make today, it won't be enough. She believes whoever may buy the place may tear it down since they're so deep in debt, but maybe miracles happen. Maybe the lonely, rich old man will buy it and renovate it. Nah, that sounds stupid. Surprisingly, he's not upset. And honestly, he can't be mad at her because it's not her fault. Well, with that out of the way, it's time for the next clue. They go back to Belinda's dad's place and build a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house making montage is done, and as the two decide it's time for dinner, they go to a local diner and find Belinda's dad and one of the waitresses are dating. But that doesn't matter now because Logan's coming! Yay! They get another clue, leading them to an antique shop where they have to find a snow globe with a reindeer and sled. Okay, mine is just a mermaid encrusted thing, so, this is kind of weird. They don't find the snow globe there, but they head to their old music teacher's house that has a wide collection of snow globes.
Last time I saw the two of you together was when I was chaperoning prom. You made such a striking couple. I always knew you'd end up together.
Oh, we're not.
Together.
Pity.
She gives them a snow globe and they head off to their next destination, a toy store, then back to the museum with the toys as a donation. Belinda and her dad talk about the new lover while Dustin makes a call. He comes back in a good mood since the surprise they're going to later is the next clue. The surprise is the little boy we saw earlier, Dex. His mom is home. Turns out the museum is quite tight with the military, pulling some strings to get her home. Well, this game is rigged for them to web cookies. The home stretch of the night is to make sugar cookies, but a little friend is there to ruin their moment. Logan is there and quite confused, and the awkward tension is very clear.
Hey, Logan, why don't you help out?
Yeah.
With what?
With the cookies.
Oh, I mean, I guess. I don't really know how to bake.
Oh, it's not that hard. Come on, we'll get you to work the mixing bowl. Come on. Oh, you might want to take off.
Oh, right.
Yay! In the kitchen. That's a first.
You're right.
The last clue, Christmas karaoke. We kind of see Logan's true colors. He's in for himself, more work related, and I'm sure not by choice, but he's basically not wanting to be in Belinda's world. He suddenly becomes busy as Dustin and Belinda go back to the museum. They sing the 12 Days of Christmas, and during the performance, Logan shows up, not really interested in anything but the shitty Wi-Fi. But he does put her down for a moment to tell her she was a good singer. He's introduced to Faith and her fiance as the winner was announced. Faith and Jason. Belinda and Dustin come in second, and over $15,000 were raised. It is not enough money, sadly, but they had fun. And then Bozo the Clown, aka Logan, comes along. He asks her why she's raising money for a place that she's going to be shutting down and could lose her promotion. James Riggins speaks into the crowd, talking about how Dustin and Belinda had come over and spent time with him. He breaks the news that the museum is on hard times and says that he's going to help save it. Dustin and Belinda hug as Belinda leaves. Later on in the night, Belinda talks to her dad, realizing she still loves Dustin. She breaks up with Logan and tells Dustin she loves him. The two kiss and have a Christmas dinner minus Logan, who has been there for like a day. Dustin gives her the locket they saw at the antique store and head back to the bridge and find their initials carved into the wood and kiss once more. Bad. Belinda clearly does have hatred for Dustin for what he has done. Why does everyone act like what she's feeling is nothing more than petty drama? He left her alone. They had plans and he changed them last minute. Granted, things change, but why does everyone want the two of them together? When shit happens to people, do you know what reasonable people do? Try to get them away from each other unless they say otherwise. Or hell, don't pair them up when the one who is still salty about the situation is going to bitch about it. No, not only that, but she has a boyfriend, guys. Why are we trying to put these two together when she said, hey, I have a lover? Like, what the hell? Not only that, but I think Dustin even said that he had plans to, like, marry another girl, but they just didn't fall through. Like, no, guys. And honestly, there's nothing really good or bad about these movies. It's generic and all, but I wasn't mad. Well, except for the one point, of course. But everything else, I don't have an opinion on. I wasn't pissed. I'm not jumping for joy. It's just there. I don't know if that's worse or not, but honestly, I think that's it. This movie is one you could just put on for background noise, and I think that's alright. I mean, it's something you'd watch and probably forget about, but hey, I'm not screaming in rage that they're insulting both Christians and Jews. I'm not screaming that these two people who are, like, literally close to being, like, abusing each other is, like, here on the screen. I'm not mad. Like, it's just a generic two people get together and that's it kind of movie.